My Craftsman garage door opener has started reversing itself and reopening immediately on closing. I've disconnected the chain from the door so the traveler just moves when I hit the switch. Even after I adjusted the traveler still stops and reverses after close. Is there a sensor inside the motor itself that has shorted?
Hi, welcome to Just Answer. I am glad you are here. Please tell me the exact model number of your garage door opener. Up on the opener should be 2 dials, which control door travel limits for both opening and closing. The symptom you are experiencing is indicative of the down travel limit requiring adjustment. What is happening is that your door reaches fully closed before the down travel limit switch is triggered. This signals to the logic board that the door has hit an obstruction, in this case the floor, prior to being fully closed. The resulting action is that the logic board immediately reverses the door and stops. Locate the down travel limit and turn the adjustment screw clockwise in small increments in order to decrease the down travel limit. I recommend about 1/8 of a turn, then try the door again. If it still opens, turn it another 1/8 turn and so on. 1 full turn equals 2 inches of travel, so you are looking to get it just right so that the door fully closes but does not reopen. It might take a little trial and error, but with patience, you should be able to get it perfectly adjusted.
Can't find model hash. These numbers are on the back panel part #41A43157D FCCID HBW 1127 Canada 101 241A.
Your model number will start with the numbers 139. Even still, the instructions I gave you above should solve your problem. Because you have had the chain of, however, your door may now be out of phase. Let me know if you find success with the previous instructions I gave you or if we need to continue. Thanks.
I adjusted the travel. Even at the minimum travel setting, the traveler moves about 18 inches and stops, then returns to the open position. Where can I find the model hash? It's not on the back panel with the part hash.
Model hash could be on a plate under the plastic light bulb cover. It is possible that your door is now out of phase because of having taken the chain off. When do you say traveler, do you mean trolley? I don't know the term traveler.
Okay. 139.53970 SRT. It was under the lamp cover as you said. You're right, I mean trolley. I haven't taken off the chain, I just pulled the red handle to disconnect the door. So, I hit the button and the trolley moves to the closed position, waits about half a second, then returns to the open position.
This occurs with the door detached from the trolley? Does it stop properly at the upper limit? If you tap the door open button at the exact moment the trolley reaches fully closed, what happens?
Yes, but it also happened before I detached it. Yes, it stops okay at the upper limit. It stopped properly when I tapped the button as it reached the closed position. Some more info I just remembered. I had an intermittent problem a week or so ago. It started reversing itself immediately I hit the close, the door would start to close and it would return to open. I could close it by holding the button to override the stop. I thought maybe the chain was a bit loose, causing it to jerk and maybe triggering a reversal. I tightened the chain, which stopped that fault for a few days, then it happened again and I tightened the chain again, which worked again. What reminded me was that the door is now in the closed position but the chain looks slack, hanging 6 to 8 inches below the rail at its lowest point.
The original problem that you just detailed sounds to me like more of an issue with an intermittent failure in the safety sensor circuit. I'm leaving where I am now and will be heading for home, so I will be driving for about an hour and a half. The moment I get there, I will sit down and go over everything we just went through and see if I can help you find the solution. Thanks for your patience. Sometimes if the safety sensors are just barely in correct alignment, the movement of the opener itself is enough to cause them to go out of alignment and then trigger the reversal of the door. At the moment the door is doing its reversal thing, look at the LED lights on your safety sensors and tell me what you see. Sometimes if the safety sensors are just barely in correct alignment, the movement of the opener itself is enough to cause them to go out of alignment and then trigger the reversal of the door. At the moment the door is doing its reversal thing, look at the LED lights on your safety sensors and tell me what you see.
The trolley was in open position. I hit the button and the motor hummed for a second, then trolley went to the closed position, then reversed for an instant, and then stopped at closed. Sensors at the door solid green. I tap the button again. Now the motor only hums and I get 5 blinks from the green light on the motor.
Would you estimate that the 5 blinks take right about 5 seconds to blink the 5 times? Okay, this is the signal that there is a failure in the safety sensor circuit. If I were an on-site technician and had spare parts with me, I would swap the sensors out with new ones. If that did not work, I would try the short wire test as follows. Remove your sensors from their mounting brackets. Take short, 5 feet or so, sections of new wire and connect it to the sensors and the opener while standing under the opener and holding the sensors in your hands. Aim them at each other in close proximity until they light up. While holding the lit sensors, have someone try the door. If that works, replace the wiring to the sensors. If not, I would install a new logic board.
Okay, Eric. Thanks. Excellent help. Tomorrow I'll do the short wire test. Couple of questions. Can the sensors be lighting up correctly and still be broken? Mine seem okay, green that goes out when I obstruct it. Can I get a logic board from Sears Parts?
On a rare occasion, I have seen the sensors lighting correctly but sending a false signal to the logic board. My concern, however, with advising you to purchase an $88.99 logic board, is that your opener is about 11 years or so old. These openers only have an anticipated service life of about 10 to 12 years. After you have replaced the logic board, you will still have other 11-year-old parts, which will soon be prone to fail. Was it my opener, I would be seriously considering just replacing the opener. The peace of mind of knowing that when you return late on a stormy night that your door is really going to open, is worth the cost of a new opener alone. In the event that you do decide to go ahead and buy a logic board, here is the one that is in your opener. Click on the blue text, RXLX part number, 41A43157E substitution, 41A43156G.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.